everyone, and welcome to today's YouTube tutorial where I'm going to show you some of the basic resist techniques that is easy to do, and I'll be using an array of products and stamps from Stamp Market, scrapbook.com, some dies from Lawn Fawn, even Julie Hickey background stamps and MFT. So I'm going to add a layered process to my technique today. And to start off, I've die cut some dies here, some word dies, and I've adhered them down about 4 white cardstock deep. So it's it's really thick. It looks almost like an accent, almost like a wood veneer. So to start off this technique and method, we're going to do the backgrounds first. So this will be a simple resist technique. Now these are large backgrounds, and I have got here, I start off with a 5x7 cardstock, so it's a little bit bigger than our normal A2 card front, but I like the flexibility of being able to hold the cardstock, and because I'm going to die cut it out with some rectangle dies, I want to make sure I get like a full card front cover matte layer size. And for even pressure, I have got this cute little ladybug tool. If you have not been on my Instagram, you will see where I purchased this little cute pressure tool here in Australia from a lady, locally made, like to support where I can, and very professional, quick service. And it is just so cute to have in my craft room. So I have used super fine in the opaque bright white, and I've got a large jar here. So I'm going to create 2 panels that I'm going to heat emboss. One with the MFT Friends background, one with this Julie Hickey Designs birthday background. So I'm going to make a birthday card and a Friends card. If you hear some little jingling as well while I'm doing my voiceover, my cat Leo, who is like huge, likes to seem to always join me when I'm doing my voiceovers, and I try and kind of get him to sit down and behave, but I think he might be a little bit noisy today. All right, so I'm pouring over the white powder on both these panels. I have folded a white paper, which is just copy paper you get from anywhere, and I just fold it in half and help funnel it back into the jar. So I'll use my heat setting two for this Wow heat tool, or the heat gun, whatever you call it, what your preference is. And I'm just going to work my way through this heat setting process. I am going to speed through this process as the magic happens. It's a process that is always makes some magic, but just because it's white on white, it's hard to see, I'm going to speed it up. Now, to help with some seamless blending, I use these mini dome ink foam pads to put on my round mini ink blending tools, because they make for really great results for the resist and ink blending. I'm actually going to be really rough-handed when I do my ink blending today. I don't really feel like I want it to be seamless, because I feel like it really kind of, all this text background, it doesn't need to be perfect. Whereas if I was just focusing on an ink blended panel and no textures or techniques or anything like that, I would be really more gentle and circular with my motions. And you can see I'm really rough-handed here with my ink blend resist technique. Now for the ink pads, I am using Catherine Puller ink pads, and I'm using Wow embossing powder white cardstock. It's actually ultra smooth. It's really great for heat embossing on to get crisp, especially like this touch of text or any floral sentiment, intricate details. And also the Catherine Puller inks blend really great on this cardstock as well, and as well as their own cardstock. So I alternate between the two. So for the inks, I'm going to use Apricot, It's a Girl, Serene, and Oh Boy. The Serene and Oh Boy are going to be together, and I'm going to start off with the Oh Boy more heavy towards the top, and the Serene, I'm dragging that more towards the bottom because it's a little bit lighter. So it's almost like a monochromatic and ombre, darker on the top. That's the look I was trying to achieve. I probably didn't achieve it that fantastic, but I wasn't really worried because the end result looks really great. So I'll work through both these panels and I'll speed this process up just a little bit as well. So you'll really see me go heavy handed and light-handed, and I switch between the two and between the two colors. I do this with both background panels, and here's a little bit of a close-up, changing the lighting to see if you can get a better view. And it's a little bit mottled. I'm not really wanting or was striving for perfection with my ink blending for these two cards. I really liked the colors between the two that you could see and how well they blended together. So, you know, it also is something a little bit fun, blending some of your inks and your dye inks together, especially if they work really well. I've got the Paper Roses Nested Pierced Rectangles. Now, I find having rectangle dies work really well for me when I have to do like text, or I want something really straight, especially like with these text type of backgrounds, because if I was to use a trimmer, I don't know what it is, I'm not that great with getting it straight and to make it match. So, you know, to take the pressure off myself, I tend to cheat and use rectangle dies just so I can get it straight and ready. So I've mounted these panels with foam tape on white A2 cardstock. Now this is Australian size, so I believe we're a little bit different to the American size. So the cards I make are more Australian size, which I believe the UK also work on that same size, A2 card base size. All right, now I added some little bit of detail with the U on this one, just with the apricot, just towards the bottom, just to make it a little bit more ombre-y kind of, so the ink was only on the bottom part of the U, just for something different, just to show you a different way to do your dyes and color them in. And then I also found these stamp sets, well, the U that had a die from the Stamp Market had a coordinating add-on sentiments, so I used that set for that. And then for Friends, that's a Lawn Fawn one, but I found this scrapbook.com heartfelt friendship stamp set in my stash. I am doing more a shop your stash with my card creations and my YouTubes as much as possible. I'm mixing some old with new. It's just my favorite thing. I like to dust off my stamps and give them a little bit of life as well, and then reintroduce them back. So I don't even know if that stamp set or some of this stuff is available to shop with. If I find them, I'll put them in my link and product description below, and you know, otherwise shop your stash, have a look at what you got. So these are the two cards finished. I really loved that look. I hope you like this look too, and I hope it inspires you to do some ink blending, but it doesn't have to be perfect. So thanks for watching everyone, and I look forward to seeing you again. Bye.